64-60, Charlotte leads it over Houston at the break. Before we get it back out to Sam, let's take a look at the road ahead here for the Bugs. As we come up on Wednesday, it will be a quick road trip over to Memphis. It'll be an 8 o'clock tip as the Hornets take on the Grizzlies. Coming up elsewhere as well here in just a few days. On Friday, it'll be a quick home trip back. Well, an extended road trip, or home trip, I should say, as it's a 7 o'clock tip-off, taking on the Timberwolves Friday here at Spectrum Center. And then Sunday, San Antonio comes down. Once again, another 7 o'clock game. And then we'll even stretch it a week further as the next 6 of the next 7 games for the Hornets are here at the Hive. And that game next Wednesday will be a little bit of a break, coming back to the Eastern Conference as the Hornets will take on the Chicago Bulls. Now we'll send it back out to high atop Spectrum Center where Sam Barber is perched. And Sam, taking a look at some of the things that materialized in that first half, the one thing that stuck out to me is 60 points for the Rockets. And I know you're a math guy, you're a numbers guy, or else you wouldn't be in this business. And we take a look, the Hornets are 2-10 this season when opponents are scoring 110 points or more. Of course, quick math tells me I don't have to be a math minder to do that. That's 120 points for the Rockets on the other side.
A very astute observation. I would agree with you there. I think it's less the volume of points because the Hornets are playing pretty good offensively as well. It's more their percentages that concerns me. I think a truer metric to determine success for the opposition has been shooting percentage. The Hornets are 0-6 when the opposition shoots 500 or better, or 50% or better. And right now they're right on that number, 22 of 44. You would think some of the averages would start to play a part in this one as the Hornets, have, relatively speaking, their full complement of stars. Obviously, Devontae Graham hurts them, but maybe not as significantly as the plethora of players that are absent from this one for Houston. When you look at no Eric Gordon and no John Wall and no Christian Wood, that's a lot of firepower that the Rockets are down for this one. Real quick, Hornets are up 64-60. We will have our coaches' conversation coming up shortly. The three-point shooting totals, though, brought to you by Lowe's Home Improvement. The Lowe's drilling threes for the first half. Hornets really good from beyond the arc. 10 for 21 from deep in the first half. That is another contest with double-figure threes. On the other side, Houston only 8 for 26. That's 30% from beyond the arc, so the Hornets doing a much better job from there. Offensive rebounds, a bit of a concern. Houston has 3 of them, and they've turned it into 9 second-chance points, so they've been very efficient in that regard. But the Hornets still with the 4-point lead. Time for our coaches' conversation here before the second half. We've got assistant coach Dutch Gailey with us. Dutch, can you hear me?
Yes, sir.
Coach, the Hornets up by 4. That starting lineup looking very proficient out there. LaMelo Ball in particular. What have you seen from his offensive game in the last 2 weeks that's really had him up his level of scoring?
He's done a great job just being aggressive. He's taking when the defense is giving their pressure him. He's getting to the rim. If they lay back, he's shooting his threes. He's made 4 threes tonight. We got to finish some of the layups, but the great thing is that he has 6 assists. He's really making the ball move out there.
Defensively, this is clearly a shorthanded Houston team, but they're all NBA-level players, and some of them former All-Stars. How difficult is it to get a scout together when you don't know what the opposition is really throwing at you?
Oh, it's definitely difficult, but the great thing is we have our defensive concepts that we want to stick to. We did not protect the paint very well. They drove it a lot of times. We need to protect the paint, keep it in, make them kick it out, and then when we close out under control, and then contest every shot they take.
Coach, appreciate the time. Good luck in the second half.
Thank you.
Coach Dutch, kind enough to join us here before the second half gets started. LaMelo Ball getting his final couple of warm-up shots going. He was 4 of 6 beyond the arc, 0 for 5 at the rim, which is very uncharacteristic. He's been on a really good run scoring, and a lot of it has come from lay-ins, contested at times. But he's been able to use his length and size against other guards and really have a high success rate. So we'll see if he can turn the corner on that coming up in the second half. Charlotte with a 64-60 lead. Hornets 9-0 on the season when leading at halftime. Hornets, again, top performers in the first half. 3 players at double figures. LaMelo Ball and Gordon Hayward each with 15 points. Ball making 4 threes. Hayward 3 threes and 6 for 6 from the free throw line. Miles Bridges had 10 points in the first half as well. He was the team's leading rebounder with 6 boards, and LaMelo Ball had 6 assists. For Houston, one player in double figures. It was Ben McLemore off the bench, 15 points. He knocked down 4 triples in the first half. He was 4 of 5. The rest of the team was 4 for 21. So he shot 80%. The rest of the team shot below 20% from distance. Best rebounder, it was not a great rebounding half for any one individual player, but as a team, they made up the difference. DeMarcus Cousins and Sterling Brown each had 4, and the best passer, 4 assists to Brown and Victor Oladipo. We are ready for second half action, and it's going to start with the Hornets with the rock. LaMelo Ball tries a 3 right out of the gates and knocks it down. LaMelo Ball drilling another Lowe's three-point shot. He has got 18 points. He is feeling it from beyond the arc. 5 of 7 now on the night. Hornets by 7. They'll post up Daniel House Jr. House bangs up against the rookie, and an offensive